Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and tall trees, there lived a humble farmer named Edgar. Edgar was not a rich man. He owned a tiny house made of mud and wood and a small piece of land where he grew crops to feed himself. Life was not always easy for him. Some years the rains were good and the harvest was enough. Other years the fields stayed dry and the crops barely survived. But Edgar had one loyal companion who never failed him, a strong buffalo named Bounty. Bounty was not just an animal to Edgar, he was a friend. Every morning before sunrise, Edgar and Bounty walked together to the fields. While the sky slowly turned golden, Bounty pulled the plow through the soil with steady strength. Under the hot sun, he worked patiently. He never complained. Day after day, season after season, Bounty helped Edgar grow healthy crops. Because of Bounty's hard work, Edgar's life slowly began to change. The small farm started producing more food. Edgar sold extra crops in the market. Little by little, the poor farmer's life became comfortable. People in the village often said, "Edgar's lucky to have such a hard-working buffalo." And Edgar always replied, "I am not lucky. I am grateful." Years passed quietly, but time as always continued moving forward. Bounty was no longer young. His strong legs began to move slower. The long hours of work became harder for him. One afternoon, while plowing the field, Bounty suddenly stopped. He breathed heavily and gently sat down on the ground. Edgar rushed toward him with worry. For the first time, he realized something he had tried to ignore. His faithful friend was growing old. That night, Edgar could not sleep. He kept thinking about all the years Bounty had worked beside him without rest. Finally, as the sun began rising the next morning, Edgar made an important decision. He took Bounty on a long walk toward the forest near the village. When they reached the edge of the trees, Edgar slowly removed the small bell that hung around Bounty's neck. He gently patted his back. "You have worked for me your entire life," Edgar said softly. "Now it is time for you to rest. You are free. You can live here peacefully. If you ever wish to return, my home will always be open for you." Bounty looked at his master quietly. Animals may not speak human language, but they understand kindness. For a moment, he felt sad to leave Edgar, but he also felt something new, freedom. Slowly, Bounty walked into the forest. The forest was wide and beautiful. Tall trees touched the sky. Clear streams flowed gently between the rocks. The grass was fresh and green. For the first time in many years, Bounty did not have to work. He spent his days walking peacefully and eating grass under the shade of trees. Life felt calm. One evening, as the sun began to set, Bounty found a large cave near a quiet pond. It looked like a safe place to rest for the night. Without thinking too much, he walked inside and lay down. But Bounty did not know something important. That cave belonged to a tiger. Not far away, a clever fox had been watching Bounty for several days. The fox was always looking for ways to gain favor with the powerful tiger who ruled that part of the forest. When he saw Bounty resting in the tiger's cave, an idea quickly formed in his mind. He ran straight to the tiger and said, "Master, a big buffalo is sleeping in your cave. If you go now, you will have a wonderful meal tonight." The tiger's eyes flashed with anger. "My cave?" he growled. "I will deal with this foolish buffalo immediately." He began walking toward the cave with heavy steps. Inside the cave, Bounty suddenly heard something. Slow, powerful footsteps approaching. He carefully looked outside. His heart raced. A tiger! For a moment, fear rushed through his body. He knew he was not strong enough to fight such a dangerous predator. But instead of panicking, Bounty did something wise. He stayed calm. Quickly, he began thinking. If I fight, he told himself, I will lose, so I must use my mind. As the tiger reached the entrance of the cave, Bounty shouted loudly in a deep voice, Why are you late? I told you yesterday that I am hungry. Bring me 2 tigers today. The one I ate yesterday was not enough. The tiger froze instantly. His ears twitched with fear. 2 tigers? He whispered. What kind of monster lives inside this cave? Suddenly terrified, the tiger turned around and ran as fast as he could into the forest. The fox, who had been watching from behind the trees, was shocked. Why are you running? The fox asked. The tiger explained what he had heard. The fox burst into laughter. That buffalo tricked you. There is no monster inside. But the tiger was still nervous. So the fox suggested, Let us tie ourselves together with a rope. This way you cannot run away, and we will both see the truth. The tiger agreed. They tied themselves together and slowly returned to the cave. A Bounty saw them coming again, but once more he stayed calm. When they came closer, he shouted even louder, Fox! Why did you only bring 1 tiger this time? I told you to bring 2. Now I will remain hungry again. The tiger's fear exploded. The fox betrayed me, he thought. He promised this monster 2 tigers. In pure terror, the tiger turned and ran faster than ever. Since the fox was tied to him, the poor fox was dragged across the forest floor, hitting rocks and trees along the way. Bounty watched quietly as they disappeared into the distance. A small smile appeared on his face. He had defeated the strongest predator in the forest without fighting. From that day on, Bounty lived peacefully and wisely in the forest, and his story spread as a powerful reminder. Strength is useful, but intelligence is far more powerful, because in difficult moments, a calm mind and smart thinking can defeat even the greatest dangers.